To all the ASEAN fishermen who went out to rescue Rohingya boats, to all the ASEAN women who cooked and cared for Rohingya arriving at your shore, and to all Indonesians who have not given up on the Rohingya and the cause for justice, I thank you and I pray for you daily. I remain faithful and steadfast in my trust in the wisdom of ASEANese who have treated Rohingya with kindness and care for us like we're your brothers and sisters. My heartfelt gratitude to all who attend this press conference today and those who are watching online. Unfortunately, I could not be there in person, but please know a piece of my heart remains in Indonesia and never left. My name is Yasmin Ullah, and I'm a Rohingya currently leading the effort to humanize, uplift, and rebuild the Rohingya community through the work of the Rohingya Mayafornar Collaborative Network. At 3 years of age, I've had to leave Arakan, my homeland, behind due to increased wave of violence. It wasn't my choice. I became a refugee living in precarious conditions with little protection in Thailand. The situation of hate campaign against Rohingya in Indonesia today isn't unique, nor is it a new occurrence. However, it is something that all parties and all stakeholders must collaborate to address, since the well-being of Rohingya is an important indicator to the stability of ASEAN as a region. If we fail the Rohingya, we fail at the dream of making ASEAN an inclusive and thriving community of people with shared values and common goals. I am here today with you all in spirit, not only to address this issue of hate because it affects my community solely, but also to ensure that we prevent this kind of hate from festering. One vulnerable group being exploited concerns all of us. The Rohingya issues will be a litmus test to how other vulnerable groups could also be protected. It is extremely important to know that both Indonesia and Burma, Myanmar have had shared struggles, especially during the decolonization process. Rohingya were an important part of the struggles for independence in Burma, Myanmar, especially during the unification process. After gaining independence, Burma extended some help during the Indonesian struggles for independence from the Dutch colonization. During early 1949, when Indonesia was under attack by the Dutch force, India and Burma organized a conference in support of Indonesia and condemned the Dutch second military aggression. Burmese government, under the leadership of the Prime Minister UNU, supported the Indonesian struggles for independence from the Dutch by allowing the Indonesian Airways aircraft, the Dakota R1001, Siloa, to operate in Burma. This aircraft itself was a gift from ASEANese people to President Sukarno. The two countries gained independence right around the same time and have since been in close bilateral relations. Be it Rohingya as the people of Burma, ASEANese, or Indonesians, we are not a people so different or so removed from one another. We strive for a better future just the same. Except for today, Myanmar has plunged into endless violence and cycle of struggles for peace because of the impunity enjoyed by Myanmar junta and the power elites, many of whom have been enabled by governments and other actors in the region. However, the people of Myanmar Burma are laying down their lives to gain back their country, including the Rohingya, to rebuild, to reform, and to eradicate military junta's ideology from our consciousness. As we are trying to democratize and end impunity, there are some of us who have been heavily impacted, like the Rohingya. For communities like mine, undergoing a genocide is not simply something that happens and ends overnight. The process of annihilation by the Myanmar junta has been long and drawn out since 1942, despite the Rohingya being part and parcel of the democratization and unification of Burma. Our legacy and our existence have been erased. Being refugees and being burdensome to others in the region is not who we are, and never a life we wish for ourselves. No one chooses to become a refugee. No one chooses this difficult life of being unwanted everywhere. The fact that we needed to flee, the fact that Rohingya parents have to decide to put their children on a flimsy boat adrift in the turbulent Andaman Sea for 20 to 30 days on end, not knowing whether they will make it out alive, only then to be deemed unwanted, is not a life anyone deserves. What we wish is that Indonesians who know what struggles for democracy and independence look like could empathize with us. Rohingya fleeing from Bangladesh and Myanmar are not doing it to be a pest or to burden your society. It is done because we have nowhere else to go. We have nothing else left to lose. The babies and the toddlers that are increasing in numbers of the newly arrived Rohingya are one indication of the desperation in the community. The best way to solve this crisis is not to push Rohingya back at sea or question our existence as a people. Help us end the impunity in our country so that we can go back home. Help us go back to a stable, prosperous, and peaceful Myanmar. Please help us build our country back, brick by brick. While we wait for that to happen, we're more than willing to work for our food, earn what we need to raise our children, and be a contributing member of Indonesian and ASEAN societies. I and so many other Rohingya diaspora are here as a testament to what could become of Rohingya if we're given access and opportunities to better ourselves beyond all the deprivation we've experienced in the past 3 generations. Further marginalizing Rohingya does not help anyone. It only breaks the social cohesion and leaves vulnerable groups even more vulnerable. If you would allow us, let us prove to you how capable we are. As a Rohingya-led organization, we are committed to do all that we can to uplift the community in Indonesia to become contributing members of the society. We will bring in all the resources and advocate for the appropriate help that Indonesian government need in order to support our community. Let us work together for the protection of everyone in our region and for the betterment of ASEAN. Thank you.